welcome back to Humanity Never Dies. In the last episode, we followed the team as they assaulted an Advent facility. We encountered heavy resistance from the outset, but the most surprising was the appearance of the Berserker Queen. That said, we hit her hard and she fled within a few moments of her appearing, but not before putting us in an awkward position. The ensuing combat led to the loss of Toshiba and our new Spark unit. Despite this, we took out the facility to ensure that the Avatar counter dropped back to a safe level. We discovered the locations linked to the Psionic Gates, as well as began our autopsy of the Avatar, which was interrupted by a retaliation mission. The counterattack went flawlessly, with Mysis in particular making sure every shot counts. Upon our return, we spotted a strange UFO on scanners, and the alarms began to blare.
Someone get me a damage report.
We've got a problem.
Only one?
They've just dropped some sort of spike outside. It's generating the same type of pulse that knocked us out of the sky.
They don't want us. They want the ship. Isn't there some way you can override it?
Not from here. I can't get our engines online while it's out there.
Commander, we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Destroying that spike is our only chance of getting out of here. We can't let the aliens take this ship.
The team is prepped, Commander, and I've heard that Lau and Vandervoort have got all the service staff safe and sound in the engineering bay. No signs of actual damage to the structure or to the systems other than what Shen has already mentioned. You don't think they're going to get into the Avenger, do you?
So we begin our episode having been taken out of the skies by the Advent forces, and they deployed a electromagnetic pulse like spike thing structure which we need to destroy. So we're going to go out and try and destroy it. This mission in itself is a very unusual mission compared to all the other missions in the game. Firstly, because we're going to, as the turns continue, get more and more of our operatives on the field. Secondly, because it's not timed, but it's kind of timed. And thirdly, because the audio for this mission is completely fucked. As you can hear, the only real thing that you can hear right now is the explosions from the pulse, because those are excessively loud compared to all other noise in the game. And there's no way that I can put the noises away and apart from one another because they're both in-game sounds, so that's fun. In any case, let's move on with the actual mission. What we're going to do is we're going to move all of our operatives outside of the original starting area, and then we're just going to hold ground, except for one individual, which is Floyd. Floyd obviously being our scout. He's going to go up, try and see if he can spot the structure which we need to destroy, and then we're just going to let our snipers destroy it. Currently we have an Andromedon and a few others going around. They're going to shoot or be shot at by our team as they advance towards us, although a lot of those shots are going to miss, although very good shot there from Motorel, managing to take him down and put him into automaton mode, which is just going to make it more and more easy for us to take out. So first moves, Floyd's going to go in through the side. We're going to go around to a position where basically he can't be flanked. We don't want him spotted because he's going to be out in the open and it's going to be horrible for us if that's the case. So I'm going to keep him as much into cover as possible. Spot more enemies in that. That's not too bad. Fang is probably going to be the person who is the most far away. I do go for a potential blade attack, but I'm not very sure whether or not it's a good decision to make, so I decided to go against it. I'm going to shoot Motorel. Motorel's going to fire at the Andromedon shell. Give it some hollow targeting, which is going to ensure that Chen then gets the kill on him. So far so good. We've not taken any damage. We've taken out the brunt of the enemy forces now, or when I say that, the like starting heading. There will obviously be more and more to come through. An amazing shot there from Xiaolong, and then she's going to get a second shot thanks to the hair trigger. Or no, actually it's just because the snipers are half action. So pretty good overall. Managing to shoot him at the Spectre, doing a bunch of damage, and they're going to do a little bit of movement around. 2 Codexes and a Spectre. That's going to activate them, and thankfully for us is not going to spot anymore. Get Farlogo, who comes in from the ship. As I said, every turn we get a new operative. I'm not sure if it's every turn or every 2 turns, but either way, Farlogo is here now. It's a very good addition to the team at that point. Grey is also kind of close, but it's do I run and gun? Is that really a good thing to do? Apparently it is, so I'm going to move her all the way up with the potential of uncovering more enemies, which is exactly what I do. In fact, we uncover the Berserker Queen, who last episode we absolutely trounced. She's probably in for revenge. She's also come with some Muton buddies. This is definitely not something I wanted to see this early on, so we're going to have to throw the axe. I want to get some damage done. Sadly, there's nothing that I can one-shot with it, so I'm just going to go for the 100% on the Spectre, mostly because it's a free action, so it's not going to trigger the Queen, and also because killing the Spectre will give me untouchable, which is definitely something I want right now, on top of the fact that it's the end of the turn. So the Ruler's going to take its reaction, going to go for Grey, which actually just makes her go unconscious, so apparently untouchable is not a thing that activates or happens, so great, good for me. Shot from Fang kills the Codex. Then the aliens are going to have the rest of their activities. Apparently untouchable doesn't work on the Rulers. Who would have thunk it? Get a teleport from the Codex, and then he's going to do a sonic bomb. But before the sonic bomb goes off, Farlogo is going to get her reaction shot, which sadly does miss. Would have been great if it hadn't. So a bunch of our dudes are now completely incapacitated. We get more individuals who are coming around very, very close to Floyd, which is not where I want to be right now. He is very much in the open. It's not great. So I'm going to potentially, what I could do is fire either the homing mine or an actual shrapnel. I think I'm going to go for the homing mine just because I want to see how that works. I'm going to put it on the mech because that's a big explosion from homing mine. Is always a good thing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself into cover in a place where then I will not be spotted by any of the enemies, and I do actually spot the large spike. Can't shoot at it yet, there's more enemies that I need to take care of first, so Fang's going to go for the Codex. Doesn't manage to, actually I think it dodged that, yes it did dodge that, so it's going to get its clone. If I had received a critical hit, that probably would have got rid of the Codex, which would be nice. However, do get the hair trigger off it, so that's not bad at all. I'm going to go for the Muton with her next shot, which does kill the Muton, and that gives her untouchable. Going to have to reload with Motorola as well as leave the area. What's very frustrating about that sonic bomb is that it's kind of put in an area where I can't then use the cover behind it, which is full cover. I'm going to use Revival on Grey just to get her back up there, especially it will activate the Ruler again, but we need her back on her feet so that she can actually deal damage to the alien Ruler and possibly kill it outright. With that done, Xiaolong is going to use her free reload. Then she's going to use her Icarus jump to get up to a position that will allow her to spot the spike, as well as have a multitude of shots on all the enemies that are around, and give her the bonuses to the elevation angles. So there's a shot on the Codex, which is definitely the first thing that she's going to be doing. 2 free actions, that was free reload, free Icarus jump. Death from above over there, gets another shot. There's a bunch of enemies here who probably want to just go for the... well, a shot that can kill would be great, but if not, we're just going to go for the spike, which is exactly what she's going to be going for. Shooting it and dealing a high roll of 11, which is nice. Farlogo's got a shot, but not really in the great position to do that. She could do restoration, but that's kind of pointless because no one's actually lost any health other than Grey in this aspect, so she's just going to dash over to the other side. She's running gun, so she can then shoot at the Codex, which does actually manage to kill it despite the fact that it dodged again. So the Codex is now out of the picture, which is really nice. Going to move with the rest of our troops and reload. We've got a few turns before any actual enemies do show up. So next we move on to Grey. Well, at least it should be Grey, yes. So she's got to go to a position where the it's going to be a harsh one being so close to the alien ruler, but that's exactly what she's going to go for, doing a shotgun blast, which deals an amount of damage. She then gets a blade storm attack, dealing an additional 11. Berserker Queen is then burning, so it's taken a lot of damage, but it's still going to get its attack. In this case, is it going to go for? I think it's going for a rift. What did it do? Yes, there's a rift has just opened up over there, so the Berserker Queen going for the escape. But since our turn is ended, not really much that they can do now. Mech does see Fang and goes into Overwatch. Grey is going to be able to finish off the Berserker Queen with a 100% slash. Berserker Queen is now dead, so successfully taken out the Archon and the Queen. Still don't know where the Viper King is, but never mind. Floyd is then going to throw a shrapnel at the group gathered over there, which will be really nice to take out. We're then going to shoot at it with a sting attack, which will explode and do damage to a load of our friends, as well as destroying the spike, which means that I can put the audio back to a manageable level where you can actually hear what's going on, which is always wonderful. So with the mission now half completed and Lao down with the kids, we are going to be able to retreat back to our base of operations. So what we need to do is we need to get all of our operatives to go back to the Avenger, and then we can lift off. So first things first, Fang is going to make sure that's possible to get Floyd back to the ship. Motorel's going to go and reload, and then he's going to do nothing much else other than go to Overwatch. Shalong's got a lot of shots that she's going to be able to put down. She's got a Deadeye potential on someone with Overwatch, so that's definitely going to happen. Shooting and absolutely detonating the guy as he had a homing missile on him, which is amazing. Sadly there wasn't anyone with him at the time, but it was a very good shot nonetheless. Now the issue with the operatives that are coming in from the Avengers is that they have the stock weaponry. They don't have any of the special weaponry because I wasn't able to obviously kit them out. So Lao actually just has lame stuff. During the alien activity, Floyd does get found and shot at, and he's on very low health at the moment. We are lucky that the Lancer didn't go for him, however the Fireboy is, but doesn't hit. Have got another Purifier over there, and he also doesn't go for Floyd luckily, but he does go for Fang. Luckily she's untouchable, so she cannot get hit. However, there is fire now a little bit everywhere, as well as some reinforcements coming in from the enemy side. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to get around with this. The first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to get Floyd into a position where he is in cover so that he can shadow. And there's not that many in there, I'm not going to lie. So he's just going to have to go around over here, puts him in cover, he can go into shadow, which extends his movement as well as prevents the enemy from continually spotting him. So we're going to go as far into the extreme as possible. That protects him from any enemies and aliens, so that's good. Fang's then going to shoot at the Purifier. Get a random slow-mo there. Manages to get a critical hit as well. She's getting a lot of criticals. Fang very much becoming one of our A-team without being the A-team because there aren't any more slots left. But she is a very, very valued asset. Motorel then going to heal Floyd for 8, which puts him at a more reasonable place where he probably will not die. Shalong then going to reload, put a shot into the stun lancer with a 100% chance to hit, which will take him down and protect our flank with Grey. Does then get another shot. She's just going to go into Overwatch along with the rest of our troops who are still at the ship. Grey will need to retreat. That's exactly what she's going to do. Protected by her teammates, she's going to be able to run back. Reinforcements then do come in from the enemy's side. We've got ourselves a stun lancer as well as a heavy mech. down. Probably not going to do too much awful, mostly because I think we have this in the bag now that that's all done. Take another Berserker Queen, which was really nice. Probably the most dangerous opponent that was out there. And then Xiaolong's going to get herself a shot. She does actually hit the mech. Doesn't do any shredding damage as she does not have shred, which is unfortunate, but it is the way it is. Then the heavy mech somehow has the vision of gods and does put down a barrage at my individual troops. Does do a lot of damage, but sure, we'll be fine. Got some more reinforcements then coming in next to Floyd. Floyd is going to have to be careful of where he is situated. Grey's going to have to move up away from the cover that's just been exploded. But that puts her closer to the enemy with a 66% chance to hit. Does put the shot wide, however, destroying some of the cover, so you can't really complain. Floyd's able to traverse the vast majority of the distance towards the enemy, away from the enemy and back towards our base. Puts himself in the cover. He's still got 1 or 2 turns before he'll actually be here, so we're just going to have to shoot as many of the enemies as possible, which is exactly what Fang's been doing from her elevated position. Doing a good job of whatever she fires. I don't think she's missed a shot yet. Motorel going to fire off at the mech, killing it. Oh, not killing it, leaving it on a low amount of HP by looks of things. I think that's 1. Yeah, leaving it on 1 HP, that's unlucky. But Xiaolong is going to ensure that that is a kill. Then going to reload and go into Overwatch. Fire logo going to go into Overwatch along with Lao and Chen. Reinforcements come back in again. We've got ourselves another Stun Lancer and another mech, so the same reinforcements again. Deja vu a little bit. But I don't think that's going to help them. So they're going to have to move up. Got another shot from Xiaolong, who's just putting shots in left, right and centre. I don't think she's missed a shot either. Just incredible. Other than the shots on the codexes, I think are just dodging. Purifier's going to dash through, get himself into nice cover. This mech's going to come in as well. It's going to put in a normal shot at Grey. This one actually just missing. Surprised he didn't go for a grenade, but that's fine. And the Stun Lancer's going to dash forward as well. So we've got a bunch of enemies that we can fire at, but what we're going to do is we're going to move Floyd as close as possible to our base, as he is the one person we are kind of waiting on. So he's almost there. Fang is also going to have to retreat, obviously. Gonna put some Overwatch a bit everywhere we've got. So I'm just checking with Lao to see if she can fire off a grenade, but there's no dice there. Got a Shredder Gun and a Plasma Grenade, no dice there either. Shredder Gun definitely not going to have range. So we're going to Overwatch. Grey's going to have to back off. She's going to go into Overwatch also. And then Fang, I have a choice here of whether or not I want to go in, but because I've got to reload, I decide it's just best for me to just escape and dash back into cover. She's done her job, she's done a lot of damage from where she was. That's exactly what we wanted from her. And then Motorel's got the choice to go into Overwatch, which is exactly what he's going to do. Meanwhile, Xiaolong is going to try and take out as many of them as possible. Going to go for a Deadeye on the heavy mech to try and take him out. That's exactly what she's going to do. With wonderful shots, and then the Death from Above allows her to take a second shot, this time at this heavy mech, although he's probably going to be left on 1 HP. A bit more than 1 HP by the looks of things. But some good shooting overall. Purifier's going to come up. Going to get an Overwatch shot from Motorel, which will kill him off. I haven't seen a Purifier explode in a very long time. This Stun Lancer is going to retreat by the looks of things. Then we've got a Fire Logo's Overwatch against that mech, which kills it, leaving only the Stun Lancer left. He's going to go into Overwatch. We've got another reinforcement coming in, but by that point we will have left the area. Just waiting on Xiaolong, Floyd and Motorel to return back to the base. With Motorel coming in, and then Xiaolong making the jump down. Which actually does trigger an Overwatch, which luckily misses, although I don't think that would have killed us. We managed to all get our soldiers in, which means we can lift off and escape.
Looks like the Avenger lives to fight another day.
I'm glad to see that
So, no level ups from our defense. We've got a few lightly wounded, other than Floyd, who did take a massive hit from a mech, but a successful mission nonetheless. We also took out the Berserker Queen and got a soldier shaken, which is effectively just healed by rest. But yeah, managed to do quite a bit in that short mission. It's all good, and then we can just move on with our day-to-day. So we're approaching the end of the mission of the entire campaign at the moment, as we have several shadow projects about to be completed and several projects in general. So I'm going to try and do some healing, although there's no actual healing that I can do. Although Ahmed now no longer has any negative traits. Just looking at our soldiers, got a few tired, which is real bad. I think I was looking to see where Xiaolong was. It's just that she's shaken, which is kind of the same as being wounded. If you take someone on a mission too many times, which we've had the fortune of not having to be able to do, or not needing to do. But as we approach our day, we complete ourselves another blaster launcher, and we approach the end of the shadow projects.
It won't be easy, but I think it's the only option we have at this point.
Agreed. We must inform the commander immediately.
Go right ahead.
Commander, Central, the Shadow Chamber has completed its analysis of the Avatar's DNA. It has identified the genetic sequence necessary to travel through the Psionic Gate.
Perfect. We can finally shut this Avatar project down for good.
However, the gate requires more than a mere transmission of genetic data.
The sequence has to be part of a live subject. The key only works in lockstep with the signal.
We don't have time to find another one of those things, let alone capture it.
No. That part we can handle. We make our own.
You're serious?
Quite. Though the specimen before us is damaged beyond repair, it has provided us with its complete genetic blueprint. We already possess an unaltered avatar template from the Forge facility. That, combined with the genetic material we recovered at the Black Site, should allow us to replicate the procedure here.
So, what's the catch?
Yes, that. Without an elder consciousness driving it, the new avatar would remain as lifeless as the one before us. While I can develop its body, I cannot create the mind to drive it.
But I can. In a way. By manipulating the new avatar via the psionic network.
You want to operate one of these things? By remote control?
Not exactly. And definitely not me.
Interfacing directly with their network would cause severe, if not fatal, trauma to an unprepared central nervous system. As it stands, we only know of one individual who has survived that kind of ordeal.
That was different. The stasis suit.
Created the perfect interface to the network, one tailored to your specific biology, Commander. Of any human candidate, you are the most likely to survive the connection.
Most likely is not good enough, Doctor.
It is the only answer I can give you, and our only option to traverse the alien portal.
We need to come up with a game plan before we charge through the enemy's front door. Which will give you some time to think about this, Commander.
Priority message for the commander coming through on a secure channel, sir.
On screen.
Sir, it's coming from the Advent Network Tower.
You heard me. He's taking a big risk contacting us like this.
Hello, Commander. You and your crew are to be commended. Your efforts in rebuilding the Resistance network and uncovering the truth about the Avatar project have been admirable. I only wish I had better news to report.
When does he ever?
Advent is not taking the death of an elder lightly, and in turn have greatly accelerated the final stages of their Avatar project. A plan is now in place for the rapid processing of all non-essential human life. To begin immediately. Very soon, Advent's speaker will announce a breakthrough in gene therapy, a final treatment for the human condition. Billions will flock to gene therapy clinics across the globe. They will never return. I have managed to secure tactical data and access codes to the Advent Network Tower. The speaker's address will be broadcast live to a global audience via this facility. The whole of Advent's network will be listening. It is this hubris that we must use against them. The information I am sending you should allow Dr. Tigan and Chief Engineer Shen to take control of the transmission and disrupt their entire network from within. Though my hope is that this disruption will confuse the enemy's forces long enough to allow your final assault a chance of success, I ask one more thing of you. Take what you have learned. Let the world know what is happening here. Wake them up. Broadcast the truth before there is no one left to listen. It seems we are both out of time. Farewell, Commander.
Quite the cutscene heavy episode by the looks of things, but we have ourselves our new objective, which is to go to the Advent Network Tower and take it out. So this mission is a very different one. We're going to spend as much intel as possible to get ourselves some bonuses. The first one, squad concealment, is a definitely, and then the next one is integrated comms, which gives us all squad sight or squad targeting, which we are going to go for, which increases our aim and our crit chance, and then squad precision, which also increases our crit chance, but we don't have enough intel to get all of them. Although if you do have a lot of intel, you can use all of them. However, we spent most of our intel in the previous episodes. So we're just going to have to go with concealment and improved targeting in general. But we're going to be taking our elite force, Ahmed, Fang and Mysis, the almost A-team. They're going to go out, going to deal with the second to last mission of this entire series. So this mission is a simple one. We need to get ourselves to the central broadcast array and hack it. Very simple. There are several like missions. The only difference is that there's only 3 of us, and there's a lot of potential very hard-hitting enemies that we need to deal with. I'll tell you what, it's quite scary. So while Fang does have a very low amount of willpower, I've taken her on several missions in a row, which is not good. Do spot some enemies. We've got a Spectre and a Codex. We've also, something very unusual for me is I've not actually taken a heavy, which I think a heavy may have been a better choice in this space, but I feel like these 3 characters have been with us for a very long time now and have done exceptionally well. They are very strong, and they're definitely basically the A-team. There are B-team, but they are the A-team in my heart, but they're not good enough to be in the A-team, so sorry guys. However, they will do the best that they can, going straight for the Spectre, dealing 18 damage. I've given blue screen rounds to Mysis, and he uses that straight away. It wasn't to the Spectre, she was the Codex, which is fair. It's definitely one of the danger ones. Then we're going to be able to go and attack the Spectre with our next turn. So Fang very close to it. She could use her shooting, but instead she's going to go for a grapple. Gonna have to be careful on how we do this. We don't want to really split off any enemies. 100% chance to hit with Ahmed. She could lightning hands, 85% chance, exactly what she's going to do. She does do 6 damage for using Dark Claw. Then we've got the sniper rifle. Could do a lot. Could rupture it. 100% chance to rupture, which will do additional damage. Does manage to critically kill it with the rupture, so I guess never mind, eh? But we get the ambush kill, we get a lot of damage done, and everyone's great. So team so far, perfectly executed mission. Ahmed already losing 3 shots done somehow, not entirely sure where that come from. Maybe ruptured, you need additional ammunition to do it. Regardless, we're going to move the team up and try and get ourselves into nice positions where we can go and spot enemies whilst also dealing damage to them if we can. Moving up, we do not spot any enemies, just going into ever vigilant and covering fire or hunker down. Next we're going to move Fang around. No real enemies that I can see. The buzzing you can hear, very similar to the previous mission. The audio in this mission is just completely bewildering to me. So the constant drone of the array will be heard because it is louder than the rest of the game. I don't know who did the sound design. Let's just say I would direct them to do better next time, but hey, I still adore this game. So yeah, sorry about that. You're gonna have to deal with it. No more enemies yet, until one does come through. Got a Muton, he's gonna get shot at by Fang, just completely just descended into death. That was so quick. Got another Spectre, however. He's kind of floating in the air by the looks of things. He's just going to mod around. Shot from Mysis. Lightning reflexes means that that misses. And he's going to move around the side over here. So far so good. Ahmed does have a shot, 100% chance on the Spectre from where she is. She's just going to go for it straight up. Shooting him, doing 10 damage, scaring a pigeon by the looks of things as well. Mysis then, 71% chance to hit from where he is. He's going to go for the shot, which does actually take down the Spectre. So, once again, still flawlessly going. Fang then going to move up. She's going to go into a watch from where she is. And then an Andromedon and an Archon shot. Now these are two very, very beefy boys who suck up a lot of damage. They are tanks beyond tanks. Fang actually misses her Overwatch shots, only dealing 1 damage in the process. But we do have a whole turn to take down both of them, and we're going to go for the Andromedon first, who's definitely much more dangerous in my opinion. Although we don't have good shots on anyone because of the cover that he's in. He's currently in full cover. So we instead decide to go for the Archon, which I'm going to go now and tell you that was a poor decision. What I should have done is backed away and maybe kited the Archon and them towards us, because staying where we are is not really the best decision. The Archon, however, does go down and is eliminated, leaving only Fang to take her action. That's a lie. Ahmed does still get her action from where she is. So Fang is going to go around the side, try and get herself in this position. She could slash, which is not a bad move considering the fact that she would be able to go through the armor. She does not get a good hit there. She's still going to go for it. 45%, only 1 damage done. She should have gone into Overwatch in my opinion. Some poor decisions happening here in what is basically a very crucial mission. Ahmed does get the shot off, however. It was never really said that it was never going to hit. Andromedon then fires his goop, dealing a load of damage to Fang and to Mysis. And sadly, because Fang is low will, does then fail her courage check or her panic check, which is not good in the slightest. Mysis is going to have to go around. He is acid burning at the moment. 62% chance to hit the Andromedon. It's not good enough in my opinion, so Ahmed's going to go reload and fire at him. Still not great, but it's better than nothing. Shooting it, dealing 6 damage, leaving him on 2 hit points. Mysis is going to have to die. He could technically use the... no, it doesn't matter, he could. But yeah, what he could have done is also use the drone to do a combat protocol. Does get a head trigger off, which is not bad. Going to shoot again, dealing 16 damage thanks to the blue screen rounds, which will force it down to a very low amount of health, 2 to be exact. It's going to then turn around the side. It's going to go as far as it can away from us as it retreats to a safer position. Fang does lose 1 hit point as she is burning from acid, and she is no longer shattered. Tom's actually losing health from his acid burn, and he's actually still acid burn, which is not something that I realised at the time. I thought it was a graphical glitch, but I'm just an idiot. So in terms of how that went, not very well, I'm not gonna lie. We are definitely not in great shape. We're not in bad shape, but we're not in great shape either. This could have gone much better, especially considering the fact that, wow, what happened there? Considering the fact that we're taking another 3 damage. Now Mysis is no longer burning from acid. He's going to nanomech it himself, which will heal him up to almost full. Only 6 HP, not even, I thought it was going to be 8. This is the issue. I've not actually taken medical protocol on him, which is devastating. He's only got combat protocol, so although I took Mysis, what I should have done is upgraded him to have medical protocol before we went on this mission. But it's okay, we're going to do the best that we can with what we've got. We're just going to go into Overwatch, hunker down and all that beautiful thing for now. No alien activity yet. We know that there is a 2 health Andromedon away over there, as well as potentially more enemies to go as well. And then what we're going to do with our troops is move up, get ourselves into cover, try and do better this time. Ahmed does still have her Icarus jump, which I think is exactly what I choose not to do. Okay, probably should have Icarus jumped up to the roof over there, but I choose not to use it. Instead we're going to just wait and see what happens. Just going to jump up. I should really be... whatever, it doesn't matter. I thought I'd go up, see if I spot any enemies, but there are no enemies to spot, so instead I'm just going to go into the building. We're going to take as much cover as possible as we approach the main central station. Gone into Overwatch. No alien activity that we can discern, other than this guy, who does then get killed. So we see him through the window, shoot him, we miss, but we get the hair trigger action, not the head trigger, I can't remember what it's called, doesn't matter. We spot 2 Codexes and a Andromedon as well, so not going great for us in terms of what enemies we're up against, especially since the Andromedon is a very strong enemy. Fang, what we're going to do with her is we're going to grapple up to a position, as it is a free action to do so. I'm trying to look up what I can do. I want to spot the enemy so I can shoot them and then escape, and grappling allows me to do that as a free action. So I go down, don't actually spot anyone, which is a bit crap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run gun, go down there, and get myself out. I'm not even going to run gun, oh god, what am I doing? Apparently we're just going to move up, going to see the enemy. So that allows us to do as much as we can with the others. Looks like Ahmed doesn't actually have a shot, but she does have a kill zone, which is exactly what she's going to be using. And Mysis doesn't have a shot either, until he moves over to the side. 100% chance to hit the Codex, which is exactly what he's going to do. With the blue screen around, that will kill the Codex. 20 damage, that is almost the highest that we've seen. Run a gun from Fang, she's going to run out of there, get herself into a position where she can then shoot at the enemy in Overwatch. Which is exactly what's going to happen. Overwatch shot from Fang and from Ahmed. Don't know where Ahmed is aiming at, but it doesn't matter. It does hit, doesn't do a whole lot of damage due to the armor value. Fang is then going to get shot at, and a massive 14 damage done to her. And then the Codex is going to move up. Luckily for us, the Codex is going to do the Psionic Bomb rather than shoot at Fang, because that could have been devastating to us. And what is devastating is the fact that all of our weapons have been disabled. Got ourselves a Lightning Strike, as well as advanced teamwork, but we're going to do the Lightning Strike first, or Lightning Hands, shooting at the Andromedon, which will kill it and put it back into robotic mode. Then we can move over to the side, get ourselves out of range of the Codex, and fire at the Codex with our sniper rifle. We'll shoot. Does do 10 damage, which doesn't kill it outright, which means that it can clone. So once again, a terrible decision from us. Not doing very great in these decision-making operations, that's for sure. What we probably should have done is use the Haywire protocol on the previous Andromedon to avoid this thing from ever happening in the first place. But luckily for us, we do have combat protocol. Or am I going to do Haywire? Really? I'm going to do Haywire here. To stun it? Nope, we're not. Oh dear. This was a bad move. Well, looks like he's got better aim and defense stats. It's just not going well, is it? Should have combat protocoled. Or I should have just gone for the stun. Oh well. Fang's going to go for the Codex with her Asherai. Or her Katana. Asherai is the name of the shotgun action. There's managed to hit it, which will give her untouchable, which is great for us for now. The Sonic Bomb goes off and doesn't do much else. Codex then going to fire off at Mysis. Does hit, luckily only doing 4 damage, that could have been devastating. The squad mate wounded is going to then panic Fang, who's going to move up and hunker down, not even shoot anything. At least when Mysis panicked, he killed a whole sector pod on his own. And then this guy's going to go up to Mysis, luckily not doing any damage. Well, not managing to do that. Reload from Mysis, who's then going to fire off at the Andromedon in front of him with the blue screen rounds. That will do a whole lot of damage. Not enough to kill it outright, but enough for it to have purpose. Fang then gonna have to go down to there. Doesn't have, well, she's gonna pistol shot stuff. Gonna pistol shot the shell as it is much more dangerous, killing it outright, which is wonderful for us, leaving only the Codex, who's going to teleport off and then do another sonic bomb, which is lucky. Like, it could have done a shot in general. Fang is now back with us. Why is this going to move around the side? Probably what you should have done is moved around the side and then combat protocoled rather than reloaded, but hey ho. Apparently this is the, what we're going to do is we're going to do a really shit penultimate mission, and we're going to do an amazing final mission. But we'll see what happens. Ahmed then going around the side, she's going to be able to use her pistol to just fire off at the Codex with 100% precision, shooting it in the back and slaying it once and for all. That will end the turn there. I'm still going to be careful. I'm going to reload and ensure that there are no aliens that will take us out, but spoilers, I don't think there are any aliens left, so it's not too bad. Still going to go into cover as much as we can, and then with Fang we're going to move up as well. She's not looking great, only on 1 health, such low willpower as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to ensure that she can survive a bit longer, putting her up to 7 health with Mises healing her as much as he can with a nano medkit that only gives +6 rather than +8. It's pretty tragic, really. Fang then going to move up, they're going to go into Overwatch as much as they can, and Ahmed's going to follow through, dashing up where she can. So, no alien activity because there are no aliens left, which is good for us. Going to be able to move up, just going to go into Overwatch because I'm still not 100% certain, and especially with such low health around the board, I would like to be certain and much more careful of myself. Going to run and gun with Fang to try and end this mission as soon as possible, which we do manage to do. Going to hack it up. Fang's going to move up, going to see what she can do with the hack. Can increase our income, but apparently don't manage to do that, but we do manage to control the broadcast array, which will end the mission successfully for us as we complete the penultimate mission of this series.
Has cleared the perimeter, sir. Meeting limited resistance.
Well done, Doctor.
Yes, it would appear the feedback pulse is having the intended effect.
Shen, status. Did it work?
Advent assures us this breakthrough will be available to all citizens immediately. We go live to the speaker for more.
Fellow citizens, for 20 years we have put our trust in Advent, in the Elders, because we believed a better future is possible for all. Today, that trust, that belief, has been rewarded. Advent peacekeeping forces are traveling across the world, carrying the greatest gift from the Elder. A revolutionary gene therapy, yes, but so much more. This is an end to disease, to decay, to pain. The beginnings of a new tomorrow, available to all of us today. Truly, humanity finally takes its rightful place amongst the stars.
We return to the Avenger, having completed the penultimate mission, taken a lot of damage, except for Ahmed, who was fine, but grave wounds on both of our operatives. Finishing the campaign with 78 kills on Ahmed, that's impressive. As impressive as what we're about to face in what will be the final mission of this entire series and the final episode of this series. Just going to look around first. We've got a few edits that we need to do before we do the final mission. And that is to train the abilities of our soldiers up to a position where they will be the strongest they can ever be. And that's exactly what we're going to do, putting holo targeting, spending the rest of our AP holo targeting and shredder on Fire Logo, which will become invaluable to make sure that we can take out the alien fast by removing its armor and ensuring that our enemies can target the enemy better with the holo targeting. Against our saturation fire with Lao, which will become very, not incredibly important, but still pretty strong, and blast padding to ensure that she can stay on the battlefield as long as possible. And finally getting fan fire for McEwen to enable her to use Dark Claw to fire at every single operative that she will be faced off against. I look then to see if I can get killed by anything. I probably at this point should have gone for Hail of Bullets, but I chose not to go for anything as I'm looking to see what I can get for Vemo. Vemo can't get anything more as he doesn't have any action points, but with that done, we are faced with the final mission. And I shall see you next time.
I did it. It's all up to you now.